All right, you recording?
Recording's going.
You want to do an intro or what?
It's up to
That
you.
should be a part of every show. Are we gonna do the intro or what?
Well, so the issue is with that, I take an hour and 40-minute segment and cut it into 5 videos.
Mm-hmm.
So the first video goes, "Hey, welcome to Gaming with a Dad," and the other 4 videos are like the last 6 seconds of what we said in the video prior.
Right.
So there is no, "Hey, welcome to Gaming with a Dad" in all 5 videos. It's only that first video on Monday. Monday's video is, "Hey, welcome to Gaming with a Dad," and Tuesday's video is, "Well, fuck, I didn't think that was going to be like that," and then we cut to something else. I don't want the Optic Gaming jersey on.
You know what? You need to move.
I can't hear you. I can't hear anything you're saying. The Optic jersey was stupid.
Move a little bit away from your mic a little bit.
Why?
Because you're like distorted on my side.
Yeah, but I'm not on my side.
No, now you sound great.
I sound good.
Yeah.
You gotta be about a fist away.
These headphones better not be going. I already just bought these motherfuckers.
Are they too loud? Because things will peak if they're too loud.
No, I'm at 32 right now.
32?
Yeah.
That's not very many numbers, dude.
No, it's not many numbers at all. The metric for this is actually retarded if you think about it. I'm sorry, not retarded. That was insensitive. It's fucking stupid if you think about it. Hey, the rape lights. Sorry. I'm gonna throw up if you keep doing
that. All right, see, let's start it, dude. You should do the intro. This is your video. I'm gonna let you take charge on this one.
It's not my video. I wasn't even prepared to do this. But welcome to Gaming with a Dad. I'm the dad, Steve. That's the gamer, Zach. He's waving right now, and
as I do.
Impromptu video that Zach dragged me into out of the comfort of me killing things in Gears, just as I was starting to get into a rhythm of really laying into some AI. He's like, "Let's record." My hair looks crazy.
So is mine.
I'm in my dad official Adidas hoodie.
Actually, Adidas is in now.
Is it?
Yeah, Adidas, Puma, Champion. Those are all in, dude. Adidas, Ninja just released an Adidas shoe.
Did he?
Yeah, dude. There's like 200 pairs. I have 3.
Yeah, but the market share for Mixer is also down too.
I saw that. Did you actually see that article where his viewership is down, Mixer viewership is down, and Twitch is up like 15%.
Really?
Yeah. So they Mixer tripled the amount of streamers that they have, and like by a multitude of 5, I think the amount of time streamed in their video or in their platform, but their market share is down. Their view time is down.
So people are just tuning in for a second and then tuning out, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. Less people are watching over the over the course of a quarter, right? And Twitch was up. So, all right. So Steve, actually, hold on. Let's do this quick. We're sitting here chatting, getting a few drinks in. We're just having a good time. And Steve had this idea for the video, I think right after the Destiny recording session, which is yet to be released on the channel. This video is going to go up before that, right? So I said, let's do it because we had 7 videos go up in a row this week. 2 on Sunday, and then Monday through Friday. The last one released today. It was Steve joins the Champions Club.
We did it.
We did it, Champions Club. So actually, I kind of want to even parlay this video into Saturday. So we're going to have 7 full days in a row. And then if I can get enough videos out of Destiny, Sunday will be the first upload for Destiny. And we're going to go straight through next week into Saturday again, where I feel like one of these a week would actually be really good.
Okay.
So that was just kind of my interlude or intro here. But Steve had an idea for this. He had a topic for this video. Take it away, Stevie.
What's the topic again? Let me just pull out my pretend notes here and my got a CD player, some papers here, got a letter and oh yeah, so I wanted to Zach has been playing PvPs for quite some time, right? He's been
10 years.
playing
Let's say 10 years.
10 years. He's been playing PvP. So let's talk about etiquette, right? We're going to talk about a little etiquette. There's etiquette in any social setting, anything you step into realm. There's rules, and then there are unwritten rules that everyone learns when they break one. That is the rule of thumb to an unwritten rule.
For
You didn't
everything.
know it was a rule until you broke it and someone's like, hey, man, I just
By
got
the
to let you.
way,
Yes.
yeah, you show up to the gym and you haven't showered yet.
Right.
That's a rule.
That's a hard rule.
That's a no go. You're gonna
Yeah.
get sent home and asked to never come back. Right.
Right.
Those kind of rules don't exist in gaming other than blatantly cheating. Right. There is no rule in gaming that's you broke this rule, don't ever come back type of situation. Right. You could do things where, in the old MLG days with Call of Duty, where like the owner of it, Sundance, he had a kid, right? And if the kid was a fan of yours, then you paid the respect of him, doing the thing that you do, or creating the thing that you do, and you respected the kid, right? And, if the kid wanted an autograph or whatever, then you would give him an autograph. But stuff like that it's more of a business social thing than gaming. There really is no hard. You do this, you're exiled for life. Now, it has happened, right? There are situations and people get exiled from games for life, but not very many.
Give me an example of someone got exiled.
It's not really a clean one, but if you're competing, right? You're on stage competing, and during the competition, you get up and approach the opposing team's side, you're probably going to get exiled.
Okay, that's interesting. Explain that.
Because if we're playing 5-on-5, right, and so the way that game battles or MLG stages work is that there's two sections, right? Red, blue, and we're playing. Right, we're on main stage. We're sitting across from each other or next to each other, realistically. But if I get up from blue side and approach red side in the middle of a game, you can't do that.
You're talking about end game, right? Just for anyone that's a noob, like
no, in person.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can't get up and go and go talk trash or go try to touch an opponent during the game.
So what's gonna happen? Is it gonna be a gamer fight?
No, well, the officials will step in and remove you, and your team will be disqualified.
Okay.
So yeah, and then that would get you exiled entirely.
Okay. Wow, that's insane. And is there an instance of that you can share with me?
There is one. It was UMG, either Philly or Chicago, 2014. Where Nadeshot and Aches, after a game, it wasn't during, but Nadeshot went to go shake Aches' hand, Aches pushes him, or maybe vice versa, and then one of them throws a punch. Right? Both of them, obviously Nadeshot has went on to Made 100 Thieves. You don't know who Aches is.
No, I don't.
He's still a pro player, but...
Is that one big muscle-bound fool?
No, that's Censor.
Oh, okay.
He's still a pro player, but I don't think he's going to get signed to a franchise this year type of situation. But that was years ago, and he went on to win championships after, but... Realistically, if that happened today, if that happened in 2019, he would be exiled for sure.
Oh,
wow. The game has changed a lot.
For anyone that's watching that's just tuning in for the first time, if you've been playing games, this is not uncommon what Zach is describing. I can't tell you how many times playing Street Fighter in my buddy's house, where I've seen you're thinking gamers, fat people who aren't gonna do anything, but I've seen real fights break out in arcades over Street Fighter.
Yep.
And I'm talking about the dudes start trying to do the same moves that are happening in Street Fighter. So that makes a lot of sense, because the reason I asked that question, so we were playing Gears last night. You tuned out earlier, and there was an instance that's just tugging at my psyche.
Yep.
Now, apparently, I think I might have not been aware of some Gears 5 etiquette.
Okay.
I told you about this earlier. I was laying suppressing fire for a guy, so I'm thinking strategic, strategy. I'm going to keep the enemy pinned down. Every time he pops his head up, I'm going to pop him in his head. And then I see the other guy rush off, and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to hold this position. And every time this dude pops up, I'm going to keep shooting at him. And then this guy will run up and shotgun him.
Okay.
And that worked. He got the kill because I was distracting the guy. But then he sent me a message in chat like, "Hey, you're supposed to follow me. I'm your teammate." And, so here's the thing, right? I don't know why that made me so angry. Like I just had an image of like kicking some 14-year-old's door and being like, "Do your parents know that you're about to get choked to death right now?" But explain to me what went wrong there, Zach.
So, in all fairness, I'm not a Gears expert. I'm not a Gears player. Gears 5. Gears 4 is the first one I played. I didn't really play too much multiplayer in it, maybe an hour or two. And I've probably played about that in Gears 5. So I don't 100% know what the actual strategy there should have been. But in my opinion, in Gears, you win in numbers. So his thought is you should have followed him also with a shotgun and both team killed him. Right? There's a thing in Halo where if you're not doing anything and to your right your teammate is in an engagement, you follow your teammate up, even though you're like, oh, okay, well the flag is to the left, or I could keep going this and hit a flanking maneuver, because specifically in Halo, and I think it's very similar in Gears, where if two people are shooting at one, that one person dies significantly faster, and you split the damage taken between two.
Right.
So in this scenario, if he dies and you didn't follow, and he shotguns him and he pops up and shotguns you, then there was a mistake.
Right. So there was another instance we were playing where I followed. Was it you or Pete? And it was a random we were playing with, and I followed him in for the kill. And I did the noble thing. I'm like, I'm gonna back this guy up. I'm going in. And remember, I'm the one that got shotgun and blew up. But he got
so it wasn't either of us. It was the random on our team, right? We had 4 out of 5 people. You do the right thing there, because this allows someone else to you take full fire, right? So I'm chest to chest with you, and the guy comes up and shoots me in the back is the easiest way to kill someone in Gears. So you allowed that to happen, which was probably the appropriate thing to do.
So my sacrifice was worth something. My strategy not welcomed. My sacrifice welcome.
Correct. It's Gears, man. It's Gears. It's Gears.
So tell me, let's play that scenario out in COD. How would that have gone down? You and Shane are grinding. You're getting COD, and like, what does a person do to violate an unspoken rule, or better yet, in that scenario, how should it have played out?
So in that scenario, what you did would have been right. If you're laying fire over where he has to crouch behind a barrier and it gives me an opportunity to jump the corner, right? In every Call of Duty pass, this is exactly how me and Shane would have played this out, right? I would have jumped the corner, or he would have jumped the corner, and I would have stayed back just in case when that other guy pops up, then I'm putting bullets into him. Right? We're still going to team kill, but one person's going to rush, one person's going to sit and wait for him to move. That's how that plays out in a Call of Duty, in my opinion. That's how I've always had it play out. Or there's another scenario, which is really what me and Shane do, is we both jump the corner at the same time, and we're just gonna hose you. Right? We're gonna jump the corner, hit fire, we're both using submachine guns, we're gonna hose you with ammo. And you're gonna go down. So,
right, so see that makes more sense. I wish I didn't suck at first person shooters the way that I do. I would enjoy that. I really enjoy Gears, but we're going to talk about some more etiquette stuff right here. Let's talk about cheating. So you were telling me about what's your CS?
Counter-Strike.
A lot of hackers in CS.
In low-level Counter-Strike, there's an issue with hacking, for sure.
Okay. So I know you don't do much console gaming, but I'm going to ask your opinion since we're on the subject of etiquette. Modded controllers, your thoughts?
I've played against them. So I played Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3 on PS3, and I played against modded controllers. I got to a point where I could outshoot a modded controller. So at a point, it didn't become an issue for me. But Xbox had bigger issues with it because you could use the FAL with a modded controller and shoot it as fast as a fully automatic. It's more of a your cheesy thing instead of a hey, don't ever do that again thing. Because it doesn't make a player unkillable. It gives a player an advantage, for sure, but it's not an advantage that is so insurmountable that you couldn't beat that player in a one-on-one. So Call of Duty is different as far as that kind of stuff, especially console versus PC. Console is way different because that's about as much as you could do. You can aim hack on a PlayStation or an Xbox. I've seen that, but it's not an aim hack is worse. But a modded controller isn't that big of a deal because you're gonna run into people who could shoot that fast anyway.
So yeah, so you just most mods. No, so here's the thing, right? So the paddles for like the FPS, right, for the PlayStation,
Mm-hmm.
literally you can map it and you can get rapid fire on there, but that's about as far as you're gonna go, right? And you'll free up your thumb so you're not using triangle and X, and you're just using it like for just using it for direction.
Okay.
What about the actual mod packs that you can download from computers for each specific game?
So
Cheating or not cheating?
that is for sure cheating
Okay.
because I've seen those on again in Call of Duty. Right? I'm going to use all of my experience from Call of Duty here. I have seen those where they just show little squares
Right.
through everything on the map to show you where your enemies are. That is cheating, right?
Okay.
That is an advantage that if I know you're coming, left or right to left around a corner and coming at me through a doorway, if I know you're coming through that, I'm going to kill you 10 times out of 10. But
Okay.
if I don't know you're there and you don't know I'm there, then we're in a 50-50 engagement, and then the better player wins 8 times out of 10.
Okay.
Right? You can get a lucky
Based on mod stuff.
you can get a lucky shot coming through, but most of the time the better player is going to win. So you want to leave that up to more fair engagements. If you have aim hack where you can just pull the trigger and you're just looking at people through walls, or if you have wall hacks where you're seeing everybody move, it just, those are insurmountable advantages that you just can't get over.
Okay. So, but more specifically, like you know what I'm talking about with the controller
Right, so
mod
where
pack.
you shoot a gun that is a semi-auto as fast as
Yeah.
any gun can shoot in the game, or a pistol. A pistol's a good example because the pistols are always semi-auto, right? You can
Right.
shoot it
Right.
as fast as any gun in the game.
Okay.
That isn't an advantage that is so crazy that you can't get over it.
All right. All
Because
right. So,
so like I don't want to be a jerk here, but your aim isn't amazing, right? You're getting significantly better even from when the first video was to where we are now in the Destiny gameplay. You guys will see that very shortly. Steve is his aim is actually significantly better. Something that an improvement that would have been nice to see in myself that early on.
hold on for a second. Let's acknowledge that. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. Now, I want you guys to know he can be just as abusive as he is gracious. So that was thank you, Zach. But continue.
But side to side aim, right? If we're playing a Call of Duty and you don't fight guerrilla warfare style head on head, right? You're gonna come at me and I'm gonna be moving back and forth, up and down, in as many different angles and spots as I can possibly move. If you have a modded controller that makes your pistol shoot faster, you might be at a disadvantage against me. Because
Right.
I'm gonna move and jump up and to the left, and you're gonna be aiming and just shooting that pistol, and you're gonna have to follow me. But sometimes in some video games, specifically not Call of Duty, right, like a Battlefield or a Counter-Strike, when you're shooting, your aim is slower because you're waiting for recoil. So,
okay.
like in a COD, it might help a little bit, but it's not going to make you aim hack level, wall hack level. So it's a modded controller is not going to make that big of a difference.
All right. So, but again, it's like it's a jerk move, not
It's a,
really a dick move.
right. It's a foot stomp, not a groin shot.
All right. Yeah, because it's interesting because I was watching, doing some research on that stuff, and I was watching a few guys play with the controllers, and one guy just had the paddles, right? And he's like, all I've done is map
Jump and
triangle,
sprint.
yeah, to the back paddles. And he's like, I haven't added anything to get rapid fire. He's like, but this just helps me with directional
So,
stuff.
as just a thought here, Steve's talking about scuff controllers, right?
Right.
You're talking about where they have 2 or 4 paddles on the back. Do I have a controller here handy? They have 2 or 4 paddles on the back, right? Like right where your fingers go. So they would be here or here and here type of situation, right? And you could map jump, you can map aim, you can map shoot, you can map anything to these controllers that your character can do.
Right. And they look cool as hell too.
The
But
scuff controllers are awesome, dude. They're really
Yeah.
well built.
What's that one? That one that they sell at that store down in the middle of Canada where we live. You know.
Oh, the Elite controller, the Xbox Elite.
Yes. What do you think about that one?
I don't have any experience with it. I have some experience with SCUF controllers that are really well built. I have experience with Steam controllers that are really poorly built and have the paddles on the back that they actually even had to discontinue at some point because they were so bad. SCUF is clearly the leader in the industry. They sponsor every major team. Is there one on this jersey? There is. I don't know where it is though. Yeah, SCUF. Got the SCUF sponsorship for the old Optic squad.
Where did you get that shirt at? Was that at an event or did you just order that?
I ordered it after the last Call of Duty Champs. That was the last Optic, the last Hector's Optic. But SCUF sponsors everybody. Everyone uses SCUFs. All the pro players use SCUFs.
Oh, do they now? Okay.
Every single pro player uses a SCUF. Absolutely.
So there's not like one lone guy like I'm not switching. It's just me claw style playing.
Do you play claw on a controller?
Sometimes.
So again, I don't know if people know the difference between regular and claw. So like when you play normally, like some people play like this, right? And then some people play with their finger over the buttons here. I actually play claw. So I play claw 100% of the time when I play shooters on either PlayStation or Xbox.
The only reason I even know about that is from playing, and it's super unnecessary, was from playing Metal Gear Solid.
Super necessary.
That's George Masvidal. Shout out. Thank you for that. All right. So let's get into a little bit more etiquette. So we talked about SCUF. Now let's see if I can transition that. Is there anything you can do on a keyboard and mouse that would be equated to that? Or is there a device you can buy that would just not be a dick move, but be a jerk move for doing it? Because you bought equipment that gave you a distinct advantage.
No. Because all of your key bindings are in front of you. Okay. You could set like macros to where, say, if I hit Shift A, I reload and jump or something, but that really doesn't do anything because I could do those button combinations already. Right? Halo's a good example. Halo on a controller, at one point you used to be able to launch a grenade across where you would pull the grenade out, pull the rocket out, pull the grenade out, shoot the rocket. It was like one of those situations, or like Melee, and you would just you would launch the grenade across the map, and good players could do that. On a PC, if something like that existed, you could make a macro that would do that. So there are some games, I guess, that you could do that kind of stuff on, but most shooters are so bare bones on PC. I hate to like use that phrasing, but they're so bare bones on PC because all of the keys are laid out in front of you instead of on 4, right?
Okay.
So really on PC, not really. It all comes on PC. It all comes down to how easy it is to inject an aim hack into your game. That's really the issue on PC.
See, now we've qualified a dick move. So the first time I ever saw anyone doing an aim hack, I just thought it was Dr. Disrespect being like overly sensitive about being beat by someone.
Yep.
But the more I've watched the video back and forth, I realized I'm like, oh yeah, he did tag him. Like literally, like we can't cut to it. We don't have any rights to Dr. Disrespect's channel or anything like that. But there was a point where he was playing PUBG. He's just kind of talking.
I think it was Blackout. The
no,
video.
PUBG.
Oh, is this a different video? Because the one that you sent me was Blackout, and he narrated over the guy for a while.
No, that was Pub, wasn't it?
No, that was Blackout. That was Call of Duty Blackout.
All right, so yeah, that he was literally on top of a roof, and he's just kind of talking to Alex. There's no indication that there's anyone around him, no steps, nothing on the map, and literally he takes. How did it go? He took one shot in the head, and he's like, "Oh, what the hell's happening?" He tries to engage the dude, but as he's dropping, he gets shot 4 times directly in the head.
Yes,
and I just thought that dude was that good. The more I watched the video, I realized that everyone he hit was in the head.
Yeah.
Through the bushes, everything.
So the guy that he was playing against clearly had an aim hack, right? So there's two different hacks on PC, but aim hack is really the easiest one, where you just aim down sight and you just lock onto the nearest head near you that's not your own, right? So if I'm looking to the right and I aim down sight and it's gonna pull me directly to the left to that person right to my left on their head. That's what that guy had. And then if you hold it, it'll just trace him. And this is a skill that Shroud is really, really good at, right? Shroud can see you through bushes to the left and know exactly how fast you're going to be and shoot you when you come out of the bushes on the other side. And aim hack allows that to happen without
any skill.
without any skill. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what are you saying? That the contents on this flash drive right here I should get rid of immediately, or?
Yes.
No, no, it just seems like, so I think that's one thing I'm starting to like appreciate more about PC gaming in that regard is like, well, actually, why don't you correct me before I make a
Go
very
ahead.
new move?
I will stop you if
Anti-cheat,
I need to.
anti-cheat.
Sure.
Does it
Which
work?
one?
The one that you see you loads into the division, anti-cheat. Does that work? Is it foolproof or?
It is not foolproof. No.
Okay.
Every game essentially has an anti-cheat built into it. Actually, Steam's is not terrible. The one that Valve uses, say like for Counter-Strike, it's not good. Right?
Okay.
It's not good, but it will ban you. There's
Yeah.
BattleEye anti-cheat is used for I know Bohemia Interactive uses it, but a lot of stuff uses um, that anti-cheat BattleEye. It's also not great, right? There is no foolproof way around it because at some point someone's just going to make a program that makes it look like a person's playing, right? You run a script in the background that hides the script that's running. It's not foolproof, but
Okay.
some of them are pretty good, some of them are pretty bad.
So what do
Valve's
you
goes both ways.
so what do you do as a gamer? Like, so you were just commenting about this on your Twitter in regards to CS and it just being riddled with hackers, but you still go in it.
Yeah. For me, CS is a game that I'm not good at, right? I'm not a high ranked person in Counter-Strike. But even in the low ranked games, I could go in and hit things, hit headshots and hit body shots and learn recoil patterns and learn how the game moves and how the game works. It's just a game that I use to sharpen my sword. It's not a game that I take super seriously. If I were to take it seriously, I would go to a third-party client like ESEA or Faceit that runs their own separate anti-cheat on top of it, and you have to like sign up for and play that if I wanted to take it seriously. I would never take ranked on Counter-Strike seriously.
All right, so backtrack for people that may not understand. Re-explain for a person that didn't understand any of that what that was you just said.
So regular Counter-Strike has casual, where it's just you go in, you play back and forth, and nothing really matters. Or a ranked competitive mode where you are 100%. You're always trying to win, but you're 100% trying to win so you can climb the ladder to be the best person in Counter-Strike. Right? That's what that is. But
Okay.
at the bottom 2/3 of that ladder, there are people who cheat. There are
Okay.
people who take the steroids of PC gaming and do
Those
things
picograms are necessary.
super necessary. They cheat, right? Let's just say that they cheat. Then there are third-party clients, right? There are people who are outside of it, ESEA and Faceit, who are two organizations that hold Counter-Strike tournaments on the regular, and they have their own seasons, and you know they're sponsored with E-League, and they do all these other things that hold gaming tournaments. They have clients or they have servers that you log into to play games competitively in Counter-Strike.
Okay.
That make more
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, this is gonna piss someone off, but it's like a NordVPN for gaming, essentially. It allows and it filters out stuff like that.
No.
Okay.
It's almost as if it's going to be hard for me to put this into terms because now you want to talk tech. A VPN blocks people from seeing what you're doing.
Right.
This allows certain people to see what you're
See
doing.
what you're doing. Okay.
And that kind of makes sense, right? This allows you to play against people who you know are legit instead of blocking everybody from seeing what you're doing type of situation.
Gotcha.
It doesn't make much sense, but
No, you did a really good job explaining
hey, thanks, Steve. He's mean to me off air. He says that he's the talent and that I'm just the lousy editor. I'm the Alex of this relationship. He tells me that every day.
Said Alex, listen, if anyone's watching this, let's assume that we have viewers, right?
Yes.
If someone can get me an actual picture of Alex, I think I've seen a picture of him at the friggin' thing, and in case you know, it's supposed to be Dr. Disrespect's
Producer.
Producer. And right now he apparently is stuck in Area 51. I'm following the situation very closely. He's stuck there for a few weeks, dude. But if someone could get me an actual picture of Alex, I would really appreciate it because I saw something at some event that he and Doctor Disrespect were at, and then it was gone. I can't find the picture. All right, and just so last thing, just to wrap up etiquette for PvPs before we close out the video.
Hold
Why don't
on.
you just
There's some things I could throw at you.
Okay, good, good. I was about to get you. I was about to draw you in. This is what I used to do in my former career. I was going to
Do
open
it.
Ash
Do it.
and open
Go
ended
ahead.
question.
Go.
I want
Go.
you stream of consciousness. Top 5 things that annoy you that are etiquette breakers when you're playing a PvP. Go.
Shooting bodies.
Okay, go deeper. Okay.
I knew you weren't going to understand what that meant. If I kill you, Call of Duty, this is a thing in Call of Duty. Teabagging is Halo. I'll put that on the same level, right? But after you kill someone, especially if it happens in competitive, you
You mean just shooting the dead body?
You don't shoot the dead body. That's disrespectful.
Okay.
Right? That is disrespectful. Teabagging in Halo, but that's like a funny thing at this point, right? Or it's when you go over the dead body and like crouch and stand up.
Nice. So it's literally what
it's literally teabagging. Cheating is number 2, obviously. Only using the cheese guns. Black Ops 4 had a gun, the Titan. It was a light machine gun. If you put the 3 or the 4 times scope on it, it didn't have recoil anymore. So you just shoot a straight line, and if you put Full Metal Jacket rounds on it, or FMJ rounds if you're not a noob like Steve, it would just shoot through all of the walls. So you could just like sit behind a wall where someone would spawn and just shoot through it and kill people on the other side. That was cheese. You don't use cheese guns. Number 4, not voting for maps. In between lobbies of Call of Duty, there'll be 2 maps and then random at the bottom, and there's 10 people in a lobby. Vote for the map you want to play, or vote random if you don't want to play either. Number 5.
But don't just sit there and let the countdown.
Yeah, just don't let the countdown go. Don't let the countdown. And if I say to vote for a map, vote for that map. That's really what I'm concerned about.
I was totally doing that the other night. We were playing. I was like, vote for a map. I'm not voting for anyone.
Vote for the map. Please. Please vote for the map. Number 5. Don't talk in public chat.
Oh, so you beat me to it. Go ahead.
Like, if you're going to banter back and forth with the other team, that's okay. But don't, like, if me and you were in a game, we're not going to talk over public chat. Because that annoys everybody else. Talk in your private chat and then VoIP in to talk trash to the other team. Talking trash is fine. That's part of the game. That's part of mental warfare. That's part of getting the other person out of their comfort zone or out of their rhythm. That's fine. Don't talk and have a full-blown conversation over public chat.
Actually, I told you how I caught up with an old friend in a squad.
That's not a public chat. That was a private chat.
Oh, okay.
But like, say like in a lobby, right, in Gears, right, you can have 10 people in that lobby. If the enemy team had 3 people in it that were just talking all the time, like having a normal conversation that everyone else could hear, that's public chat. You guys were in a private chat. That's okay. But there were other people. You were in a public forum private chat, if that makes sense. You subjected yourself to the opinions and ears of other people that probably didn't want to hear your garbage. But that's okay.
They did not want to hear us catch up.
No, they don't want to like, hey man, how's the dog? Oh, the dog got sick? Really? Did you feed it its rice and hamburger? Oh, the dog feels better now. Oh man, that was a year ago. Oh, that's crazy. No one wants to hear that. But if you're in a private chat, that's more acceptable than if you were just in an open lobby doing that conversation.
Gotcha. All right, so we got your top 5. What was the next question I was going to ask?
I have a question.
Go for it.
What are the 3 things, this is going to be self-reflective, that you think you need to improve on in PvP games?
Oh, that's easy. So
because
situational awareness. Go ahead.
Yes, I was going to say, because your experience in PvP games are one-on-one, right? With fighting games. Because your background mainly is in fighting games. So it's one-on-one. So you don't need probably the 3 things you're going to say. Situational awareness.
Look at the view on a fighting game, right? Even in the most advanced angling on a fighting game.
It's this big.
Yeah, some failed experiments. It's right in front of me, and it always boils down to my opponent is here, and I am here.
Correct.
The only time he's going to spin me around is if it's a game where you can, like, dodge to the left, and make the 3D caption spin. But even that, I can see where he is.
Correct.
With PvP games, looking at the mini map and then trying to do it, and trying to be engaged in the game is difficult, so I definitely need to improve there. It's not something I'm not able to do. It's just something I have to get used to doing. It's like, all
Right.
right, looking at the map, you got to kind of dead eye it, right? So you got to let this eye kind of go lazy, look at the map, and to bring the eye back. Oh, what's Zach doing over there? Like, it's really focusing on the entire screen. Second thing, I've been getting better with headshots, but I'm used to shooting body shots because I want to tag you at the very least. And it's like the first thing I'm like, if I can't hit you in the head, let me get you like 16 times in the chest. But every time I hit a headshot, the guy goes down. So I got to get better at headshots.
Yep.
And sub part to that, I got to fix the settings on my mouse. Maybe it is a little too loose. It's
Okay.
like skating. It's like loose bearings on a skate. It feels good
Hold on.
skating that loose.
Loose bushings.
Oh, sorry.
Not bearings. Bearings go on the wheel, bushings are on the truck.
Sorry, I do apologize, but it feels good, right? You're just doing some street skating, and it like feels good to be that loose. You're like, oh man, I'm like low. It feels great. But if you hit anything, that shit's gonna snap in half, and you're going flying. So
Oddly enough, I skate tight trucks.
I know everyone does. No, actually,
No. No, a lot of street skaters skate super loose trucks because it's hard to do a crooks or an overcrooks or a Willie or a salad or a Smith with tight trucks. You want looser trucks. You want that truck to bend.
Shout out to Dogtown and those guys over there because they actually, they kind of started that.
Right.
Like
also, shout out to Day One who rides tight back truck almost entirely off bolt front truck.
There you go.
There you go.
So sub A, got to check the settings on my mouse.
Yeah.
Really spend more time, and this is really spend more time with my key mapping, right? So I've gotten to the point where I know that shift is sprint, except for in gears. I really do appreciate that. The space bar. What?
Yeah, still asks every time.
No.
And you asked in Destiny, just Monday, and I will leave just that Monday. In every video. That every video going forward, that will be there.
Just like so, I'm not looking down at as much for
okay.
keys, I have my hands hovering. Like I know where.
Are you doing the thing that I told you to do?
What?
Lay your hand flat with your middle finger over W, because that'll put you right on every key that you want to be on.
Yeah, actually, you know what? It's so ingrained in me that I just realized I've been doing that. You told me to do.
Yep. He's not been doing that. He's lying straight to all over our faces.
So, but the good thing is, like, that's getting easier. Actually, it's easier for me to play Gears with a mouse and keyboard than it is a remote at this point. Like, it would make no sense to pick up the remote and do it. I will say that I had more fun playing Apex on PlayStation than I just did with that debacle we had now. But that's
I don't know what you're talking about. I never played Apex.
Yeah, that's also mostly because my wife can testify to this. I'm that guy that does much better when there's no one I know watching me do the thing that I need to do.
How would your wife attest to that? Because she would have been watching and she knows you.
No, but she knows this. Like, if I have to do something and she has to watch me do it, I'm gonna fail. But if she turns around, that task gets done. Like, no problem. So those are the things I want to improve on most. But I guess we should hear from you, blow up my ego a little bit more. What improvement have you seen, Zach?
Your vertical aim is really good. Vertical aim I think is the hardest part of aim, up and down. Pretty good. So like right off the bat, we have a good base there. Your listening skills are the worst, so we have room to improve there. Having room, yeah. Having room.
Communication skills.
No. Just being able to listen. You could talk. That's one half of communication. I get that. But even in Apex earlier, that I never played, I was giving you instructions on where to go and where to be and where things were.
Why don't you write off those instructions the same way you were doing it before?
Sure. It's you want to go forward through the door. Hit E to go through the door.
Wrong. Do it again, faster.
Oh, see, I don't know if I can do that right now. I need to be in the moment. I need to be in the
This is what it
moment.
sounded like to me. Like he was pitching something. Okay, you're gonna go to the door. You're gonna go faster, faster. Pick it up. No, no. Look, put eyes on my mouth. Faster, faster.
I was actually auctioning off a car while talking to. It just happened to work together. So, but we have room to improve. That's nice.
Right.
You learn well. That's where I was getting to. You take to things well. So if I can see room to improve on something, then it's just gonna make you that much better in the long run. Yeah. So your ability to learn is really good. Your vertical aim is pretty good, and just pure being able to sponge knowledge is actually really good.
Right. So what you're saying is we are ready for COD when it comes out. Oh, let's get into a hot topic. This is like, we can totally, however you want to edit this. I meant to ask you about this. Is it true, or do I have the information wrong? But so I'm just perusing through YouTube today, right? And I'm just checking, seeing what's
Perusing.
going on, and just seeing what's going on the tube. And I noticed that some guy released a video that what's the name of the developer for COD?
This one is Infinity War, or
Infinity Ward.
Yeah, Infinity Ward. Yeah, sorry.
This might have been an old thing, but did they like halt production or something with COD? Is it?
So this is where we get into the weeds. There up until Black Ops 2, there were 2 developers for Call of Duty: Infinity Ward and Treyarch. Infinity Ward made good modern / postmodern games, and Treyarch made really good pre-modern / very close to modern games.
Right.
Then they added in Sledgehammer. They worked on Modern Warfare 3 for the PC port in them and Raven. And then I forget which game that they released. Advanced Warfare, I think, was their game. It was their first full game, if I remember correctly. I'm going to get fact check on this, and I'm entirely wrong. But they had to stop production on a game. Treyarch had just released Black Ops 4, and it had just been announced like a month or two later that Sledgehammer wasn't going to hit development cycle for next year. So, or halfway through the cycle of Black Ops 4, Infinity Ward was coming out next. It was announced that Sledgehammer wasn't going to be able to make next year's game. So now Black Ops 5 or Treyarch, whatever they're going to name it, is getting pushed up a year, and Infinity Ward, I believe, is getting pushed back a year. So Sledgehammer had to halt production. The third production house that they had brought in the last few years had to halt production because they just weren't going to make deadlines.
Okay.
That is what I think you're talking about. But Infinity Ward made the game, and then now we're getting that released in 2 weeks.
All right, so yeah, it's in 2 weeks, and definitely I should check the video timestamp on this because it seemed like there was what the man was suggesting. This guy on YouTube, always a reliable source, was that Infinity Ward decided they didn't want to make the game. That who is the company that is paying?
Activision. They're the publisher.
Yeah, they didn't want to make the game that was full of microtransactions, and they had halted.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, Call of Duty is usually full of microtransactions every year. I don't know if this one is what you're talking about, though. Because there's been a few companies recently, right?
Oh, right.
Respawn, who makes... I don't know anything about Anthem, unfortunately. Respawn, who makes Titanfall 1 and 2. I think Titanfall is the single best shooter maybe ever. Smoothest, really? Had best gunplay, had the best mechanics. I love Titanfall. Titanfall 1 and 2. Titanfall 2 even improved on Titanfall 1. They were going...
the Game Pass, by any chance?
Through EA? Because Titanfall is an EA game. Titanfall was made by Respawn. Do you want me to go into the story of Respawn? 'Cause this is just turning into a podcast now.
Hold on for a second. Let me use the bathroom. We'll podcast some more. I'm like moving around so much because I have to use the bathroom.
All right. All right, we're back?
We're back.
Back. Cheers, Stevie.
Would you open another one? How many is that for you? Out of what?
What do you mean?
What did you get? A 6-pack? A 12-pack? What did you get?
I got a 12-pack.
Oh,
we're almost halfway gone.
There you go.
We're sitting down having drinks. We're enjoying a podcast, talking with a dad.
Okay.
Okay, so back at it. Respawn is where we're at, right? Respawn used to be Infinity Ward.
Right.
So Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty 4 comes out, most successful game of all time. I think it was the most successful game, most successful single release of all time. World at War comes out by Treyarch, amazing game, right? Modern Warfare 2 comes out, my favorite Call of Duty of all time. Not the best, but my favorite. I didn't mean to bump my mic. Actually not even halfway through. Game releases in November. December rolls around, no patch has been released for the game. Things are broken, there are bugs, there's tons of things that are wrong with the game. Doesn't get patched. Turns out, half of the developers from Infinity Ward left the company. They didn't like the direction Activision was going. They didn't like this and that. They then make Respawn Games, which makes Titanfall. That's where Respawn comes from.
Okay. Titanfall. That's the one with the mechs, right?
Correct. Titanfall, I think, is the best shooter. I love Titanfall.
I'm just gonna look something up real quick.
Sure. Titanfall is from EA, though. That's where we're kind of going with that. It is not included with Xbox Game Pass.
God damn it! Are you gonna keep your Xbox Game Pass?
Maybe. I'm not sure. Well, I would have to buy Sea of Thieves otherwise.
Fucking game.
I'm not editing any of this, Steve, so.
Oh, yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
You will edit it. No,
you don't edit. No Titanfall. I could have told you that.
Yeah.
So.
Sea of Thieves did download on the 9th. It finally finished. I'm not playing that game.
We're playing Sea of Thieves.
Listen, I can't get into it, man. I looked at a video.
No, it's not a. So there are some games that are good to play by yourself. There are some games that are story driven. There are some games that are PvP. There are some games that are PvE. There are some games that are just fun to grind. This is a party game. You don't play Mario Kart by yourself.
That's the way
That's not what a party game means. You don't play Mario Kart by yourself. You play Mario Kart with your friends. You don't play Mario Party with yourself. You play it with your friends. Right. You don't play Super Smash Brothers by yourself unless you're weird. You play it with your friends.
Right.
This is a game you don't play by yourself. You play it with your friends. You have a good time. You go and ruin other people's days. That's what we do. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to join us on the Sea of Thieves.
I remember when they did the ad campaign for this.
It was amazing!
I was just like, this is nuts, dude.
It'll be fun. You have to play it at least once with us. And then make an actual judgment based on the time that we play.
Moving on to the next thing, I gotta make the people aware of something. So, I'm not gonna go deep into this, but I am gonna say something. A certain company that will remain nameless sold me a game. Actually, I had a credit. I bought the game. I have to be transparent.
What game was it?
It was some low, unheard of game, something to do with ghosts, and they run a little recon or something like that. I can't really tell you. But
does the company have to rhyme with Ruby Hard?
Yes, you found me out. It is in fact Subisard, the Swedish game development company.
I knew the Swedes were bad. This is why we don't trust anyone but the US of A.
Listen, Ubisoft completely finally just like, so I downloaded Ghost Recon Breakpoint. I was really excited to play this game. Like, this is gonna be a game I'm gonna grind through. I really enjoyed playing the Division.
Can I pause for a second?
Yeah.
Did I warn you about this game?
You did warn me about this.
You
didn't warn me about this aspect.
I didn't warn you about Ubisoft, but I am now. Ubisoft sucks.
Right.
Hashtag Ubisoft sucks. Did I warn you?
I can't remember where I got the Division from. I think it came with the motherboard
or the graphics card, because you have an NVIDIA graphics card. It came with a graphics card.
Yeah. No.
It did.
No, it was the processor. It was
all the same stuff. Who cares?
Yeah.
Ubisoft sucks.
Yeah.
Uplay sucks.
Yeah.
Ghost Recon. Old ones. Pre-2010. Ghost Recon games were good. They were great games. Ghost Recon Wildlands. Ghost Recon, whatever this stupid one is called, sucks. And I warned you about this weeks prior, maybe even months prior. Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead. You were on. You were on. I didn't mean to cut that monologue off. Go ahead, buddy. I'm gonna sit here. I'm
Uh,
gonna get a little drink going.
so do you have like a hamster or something in the background? Oh no, so you have a mirror, and I see your headphones. All right, never mind.
That
Yeah, it's your
that's a
TV.
TV.
Okay.
That's a plasma screen TV that hasn't been on in 18 months.
So I got the game.
I have
I
many
was pumped
cool
up.
things.
I was like, man, I'm gonna grind through this game. I'm gonna have fun. I was really excited to see that dude to play the Punishers in the game. I'm like, this is a great story. It's a great concept, and got it early, so I would have the open beta access. And I should have known when I downloaded the open beta, and I got an error message that said Howard, someone's name, dash 0000. I was like, oh, it's just open beta issues. I was like, I'll download it on PlayStation. Worked fine. Long story short, exactly 26 correspondence with Ubisoft. Game.
Did you count them?
Yes. And the game still doesn't work. Game will not load at all. So they will never get my business again, dude. Unless I can get their games through Steam.
Actually, you should buy Trials. Trials is a physics-based dirt biking game where people like make really hard maps and stuff. It's actually really fun. It would be a fun game that we should offshoot and play.
I'm not playing that game. Let's be honest, dude. I'm racist when it comes to games, and that sounds like a game I'm not gonna play, dude.
He is. You don't. It has good graphics.
All right, I'll check it out.
It's like, oh, never mind.
Yeah, man, Ubisoft screwed me on this one. And you know what? Some of my favorite streamers had a hand in this because no one ever mentioned that there were so many glitches, even to the point of people not being able to connect to the game.
Who are
And
your
then when I
favorite streamers? Who are the streamers that wronged you on this, Steve? We're going on a witch hunt.
No, I can't, man. I can't.
It was
with the
Doc, because he got paid to play it.
channel is too new.
It was Shroud. He got paid to play it.
And they loved it, man. They loved it. Like, they never said one bad thing about this game.
Why would you?
There's a guy on YouTube, shout out to Honest Review. That guy does not care if they paid him to say nice things. He is going to, if it's bad, he's going to obliterate it.
Honest Reviews.
Honest Reviews.
Everyone go check out Honest Reviews. It's your boy.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy over there. But
Steve knows him.
This game. I don't know him. He's this guy has a lot of stuff that I want though. I'm like,
he has free games.
Yeah, man. It never loaded, man. Like I tried everything. I tried port forwarding. I tried virtual ports. I tried setting up.
I tried half of that.
Yeah, you did the port forwarding for me. But the other stuff that they had me do, which I need to reverse, by the way, I need to reverse all of that.
Just reset
stuff.
your router to default.
Yeah, I got it. You know, kids are constantly streaming and watching TV shows. Can't do that while they're up there. There will be a full-scale mutiny in here if the internet's not working. Yeah, man. And then when I finally said, "Hey, how about you just give me a credit and I'll use that to get it on the PlayStation, you know, to do something to your Ubisoft, man. You guys can wave your finger, get me a code or something. Hey, give me a way to download it." They were like, absolutely
They don't know how to do that. They're Ubisoft, dude.
At one point, Ubisoft actually tried to put me in contact with Breakpoint. I was like, the game? Like,
here are the developers. Wait, Ubisoft developed it.
I'm like, who are you sending me to? And they're like, yeah, they do a really good job. I'm like, yeah, but
who?
What else could they, I'm like, what else could they do to make this work, man?
They're like, you giving me to the main Ubisoft dev?
Like, you giving me to
Richard Saborsky?
Is that a real name? Is that a real person?
I made that up.
Oh, so you know, F Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and if you like that game, I don't care. F you too.
F's in chat, boys. F's in chat.
That game, I'm really pissed. We can end on that one. I've never get to play the game. I played Wildlands for a second the other night, and I was like, "Yeah, this is pretty bad."
Told you.
The graphics look amazing at some points, but then it looks really, really cheesy.
The graphics look good in cutscenes because they're pre-rendered 4K cutscenes, which cool. Cool, awesome.
I've seen actual PvP footage that looks really cool.
It's not. I've played it. I played it for all of 2 matches and was like, this isn't really that enjoyable. And then I decided to stop playing.
Was it the mechanics or?
No, I thought the mechanics were okay. I thought the maps were really bad. I thought the netcode was really bad. I thought, if I remember correctly, you had to like leave the game and rejoin in between every match. You couldn't just continuously match make. There were a few things that were like not great about it that made me just stop not want to play ever.
Dude, I'm telling you that World War Z had better gameplay than Wildlands, and I'll fight anyone that
Yeah,
says differently.
no, you're
Like,
right.
like the
And World War
graphics
Z
are
is
better.
awful.
The game is not awful. You had fun when you were playing it.
You're not wrong. I had fun when I was playing it.
Game is not awful.
I had fun when I was playing it the first time.
Zach, why don't you tell us about your experience playing Gears the other night? How much fun were you having?
None. I just don't know. I don't know the game well enough to be completely honest. It was very confusing. The mechanics seem inconsistent. I have this same complaint that Shroud and Doc did, that the time it takes from when you do a movement to when you can shoot again is way too long. But that's about it. I would play more maybe, and try to get a little bit better at it. But it's not a game I see myself putting a lot of time into.
In closing, here's the next thing we're gonna get into. Right? This is closing.
Can you do me a favor really quick? Can you just palm your webcam and make it refocus? Okay, now it should refocus. Why is the focus all jacked on your web? Whatever, man. You do you. You're just all blurry. Are you blurry on your side too?
I can't even see my side. Yeah, I am blurry on my side. God damn it.
Well, this is now dead air. Oh, there you go. Oh, you're back. And you're gone again. Oh, you're back. Look at you. Oh, full definition is a little weird. All right, what are we ending on, Stevie? You said this 3 times now.
3 times. You're gonna edit all that stuff out, though. Here's what I'm talking about, right?
This is a podcast. I'm not editing it.
You're editing everything. Street Fighter is in the Microsoft Store.
Okay.
One of these episodes, we're gonna play competitively against some other people. Now, you don't have to come to my house to do that, right? You can just be at your home, and we'll record it, and we'll just critique you. Because if you come here and you're in my presence and you lose, you're gonna lose the same way your character lost. So that means if you lost by a head kick, I'm gonna kick you in the head. But we can do that. What do you think about that? Street Fighter, let's get you in a place to get you uncomfortable. Because it's one thing to play Injustice, which, by the way, to all you Injustice lovers, you know it's true what I'm about to say. Come at me from your mother's basement. That is not a real fighting game. It isn't.
It's okay, right? Like, if I was super drunk, Injustice would be awesome. Like, dude, was that Joker?
I have so much.
Holy shit!
Black Mantis, but like.
Yeah, our Black Mantis versus Blue Beetle games were pretty good.
This is why I don't read DC Comics. I do read DC Comics. Shout out to DC Comics and the new direction they go in, the New 52 and all that stuff, Rebirth, whatever that shit is called. I actually like DC Comics now. But Beetle, what's his name? Blue Beetle is one of the main reasons I didn't read their comics.
What? The things that I squish with my foot? You have a character after that?
That's what we need to get into, man. We need to get into some fighting games. Let's get Zach.
Yeah, I'll play fighting. Is there a way for me to play the fighting game and you watch me and could critique me at the same time, other than me being at your house? Because I don't mind coming over. Right, I'll drive all the way to Florida from Oklahoma. But if I could sit here and play with my controller in my monitor, is there a way I could do that, or?
There has to be like some type of shared monitor thing we could do, right?
Yeah, it's gonna cause latency, and especially with doing that plus recording at the same time is not gonna be good.
So that means you're gonna have to come all the way to Delaware with your streaming PC to play the game. Which PC would you play that on? It doesn't eat up a lot of resource on it.
Well, we would play it on your computer, but I would have the streaming PC.
Oh, you would stream it that way.
Or we would play on like a console, like you have a PlayStation or an Xbox, whatever.
Actually, here's the crazy thing, right? My internet's so bad that it wouldn't even make sense for you to bring your streaming PC. Because it's not going to be able to.
Well, I wouldn't stream it; it would record.
Oh, just record it. Oh,
right. That's how this thing works. It's just encode. It's just an encoding machine. It's right here.
I think I'm going bald, man. It's just like a new crisis in my life. I keep seeing.
This is amazing.
What? Me going bald?
Yes.
No. I mean, I have a friend who went bald, so he's probably been whistling for this.
He's like, I'm just waiting. I'm waiting in the wings.
That one little hair drops. And he's like, yes.
He picks it up, puts it in a bag.
But that's what we'll do. Street Fighter's next.
Okay.
It's up on the docket.
Not
Get it
next,
done.
right? I don't know if we're gonna do it. Not gonna be able to do it this upcoming week, but we will get some fighting game that I'm uncomfortable with, and we'll play it.
And the
And
good thing about it is, it's the worst population on earth. You fighting game fans know it's true. We're horrible people. It
are they
is
worse than
absolutely.
Madden fans?
Ooh, actually, you know what? No one's as bad as those guys.
Are they worse than the NASCAR game fans?
What's that game? That one basketball game everyone loves.
NBA 2K. Everyone loves to hate that game.
Everyone loves to hate it, but I've never seen a group of people. Actually, let me not disparage an entire people group.
Those
I've
people
never seen.
suck.
I've never seen an instance with multiple individuals that I've watched or encountered embrace microtransactions as much as in that game. Like, they will buy everything and anything that's
Yeah,
just
I agree.
available. So,
I 100% agree with that. So here's a crossroads we can go down. Do we want to talk about the Joker, or do we want to end off and ride off into the sunset, or no, it's not even an or. Do we want to make this about gaming, or do we want to go full podcast mode on this?
let's talk about Joker another time. I don't have the mental
Capacity.
capacity right now to get. I'm gonna say this about the Joker: no spoilers whatsoever. I would not rob anyone.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert: he's the Joker. I would not rob anyone of the experience. I'm going to say this about comic book movies in general. It is really cool to hate on them right now, and you know why it's cool to hate on them? Because they're doing well, and they're doing well in spite of what other people are saying about them. Joker was an amazing film, and it was an amazing film based on an iconic villain from a long-standing comic book company. And it did well because it gives you the freedom to do something that you don't see in a lot of films nowadays. Like, you can play a dynamic character. And
Okay.
that's why Joaquin Phoenix stepped up to do that and do your take on it. And then they did so well with their version of the story and tying it into the major canon, that I think is amazing. So, to Jennifer Aniston and Martin, no, Scorsese was kind of involved in this one. They kind of hate Marvel, but to anyone hating on comic book films, here's my lineup: Joker, Logan, two great movies about comic book characters. Go watch them.
You're not gonna throw Dark Knight in there?
So the whole Nolan, to me, all right. Again, I'll fight anyone. I'll give you my address. I will fight you people.
No, he won't.
The first Batman Begins was amazing. Uh, Dark Knight,
Uh huh.
amazing because of Heath Ledger. But we can all be honest, Christian Bale's performance became noticeably not so great in the second one. We were all everyone I know spent more time laughing at the Batman voice than they did enjoying him as Batman,
Okay.
because it wasn't a really accurate take on Batman. But Joker was amazing. And even in part one, if you really look at it, Ra's al Ghul was the reason that I enjoyed that movie. It was like, oh, this was a character I never thought I would see on the screen. But no, I don't really include the Nolan ones because they intentionally made those not comic book movies.
Okay.
Also, they took the world's greatest fighter, according to DC Comics, and made him into a guy that throws haymakers and weird backhands.
That's
Yeah, no,
fair.
I
But in the same vein, this Joker movie is the same thing. It is clearly not a comic book movie.
no,
It
it's
is
not.
clearly a origin story of the Joker. It is clearly a
But
film. It's clearly not a.
hold on for a second. Let me correct you right there. It's an origin story about the Joker, right? And
That's what I said.
yeah, but here's the thing. It is still a comic book movie. And you know why it's a comic movie? Because it is about the Joker. It is a
But it's
comic
the
book movie.
same level of comic book movie as The Dark Knight is.
No, I would disagree with you there, and I can prove my point. The Nolan films were intentionally set to never go as far as they could to really make him Batman. Like, but with this movie, you got an accurate representation of Joker. You absolutely did.
Sure.
You, you're saying, like, you got this sociopathic nihilist, and I just thought I thought it was amazing, man.
I thought it was
I
really
just
good. I thought it was really good.
I
I
can't go
did.
any deeper than so I've already pre-ordered it because I can't afford to go see it in the movie theater. When it comes out next year, I'm going to watch it like 16 times in a row. And you know what else? While I'm here, Avengers Endgame is a great movie. And Jennifer Aniston, whose career was based on Friends, just came out and took a shot at them. They
I
just took
didn't
a
hear about
shot.
that. So let me put a little interjection here. I don't like comic book movies, but I've also don't like comic books. I also don't like superheroes. It's just not my thing,
Yeah,
right? So I didn't see any of the MCU.
right,
I saw the first Dark Knight, thought it was good, didn't see the next two.
right.
I saw the Joker because I saw the trailer. Me and Steve thought it was going to be good, so we went and saw it. Right.
Yeah,
That's the extent of my entire comic book movie knowledge.
right, right,
So
right, right.
you can talk all you want about Avengers Endgame. I can't even speak to
But
the any part of it because I don't know. I'm so far removed from that entire situation. I don't know what people think of it. I don't know the reviews of it. I know how it ends because I was at the time I was streaming and I had to moderate my own chat so people couldn't spoil it for other people. So I had to look up how it ended so I couldn't let other people spoil it for other people, right? I took that responsibility upon myself because I thought that was the right thing to do.
oh, that's the point I was going to make about the Joker movie in regards to why there's a comic book. To, here's the thing, right? So this film is supposed to be an isolated film, right? It's supposed to be a one-off. We'll see. It's done so well. Nothing compels the
I'd love to see a
studio.
sequel.
I would see a sequel as well. I do. I will not go see a sequel about another villain. I don't care about Two-Face. I don't care about Mr. Freeze. I don't care about Penguin. Bane, I would definitely go see like the actual Bane story from the comics. Like if
Okay.
you read his origin, it's extremely dark and it's really really cool. So I would go check that out. I would also do see a film about Ra's al Ghul, but all those Batman's got some weird villains. You fanboys know it's true. I don't give a crap about any of those other guys until they're like working through a larger arc. The reason I think that this is still a comic movie is because even though it's not based in the same universe,
Sure.
it still kind of gives you an Elseworld alternate universe scenario about how the Joker came to be, right? And I really enjoy that about the film itself because I almost spoiled the movie. Go see it. Let's give it. I know the embargo's already been lifted. Let's give it one more week for the people who inevitably have not seen the ending of Breaking Bad. They don't know, like they don't know
Never seen
how
it.
Usual Suspects ends. These people are all
Okay.
on the island
So
together.
next Friday night, we're gonna record
The
episode
Joker.
episode 2 because I'm just deeming this talking with a dad.
Okay.
We're gonna record episode 2 of talking with a dad. We're gonna talk about the Joker and whatever comes up in the middle of the week that we think about,
Right.
and we're gonna make this a weekly thing.
Listen, Jennifer Aniston. No one cares about Friends. All right. If you're watching this channel, no one cares about Friends.
They do care about Seinfeld though.
And I'm gonna prove to you that Seinfeld. Okay. But Martin Scorsese is a hypocrite. Do you know?
Hot take.
Yeah, he's a hypocrite because he says that these aren't film, but he was on the same bandwagon in regards to Netflix and how it was cheapening the film industry. And now his arguably his best movie, from what I've
The
heard,
Irishman.
is now on
I am
Netflix.
excited for that.
And you know why they're so mad at the MCU? Because love it or hate it, people enjoyed universe building. They came in, they stuck to it. Kevin Feige and the directors that he worked with were willing to put out bad movies to make sure that the overall arc was completed, and they
Okay.
pulled it off. And that's why people don't. I hate. I hate pretentious people.
That's fair.
Let them get a job at an arcade in 42nd Street and see how pretentious they are.
That's fair.
All right, let's end it there because I'm going negative now.
I feel like though with one more topic, it's gonna go at least 2 hours.
Yeah, I don't want to. I want to play video games, and I want to have an off-air beverage.
Okay.
Edit that part.
All right. No. None of this is getting edited. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you guys next week with I guess our talk about the Joker and whatever else.
Yes.
Cool.
Zach's room is going to be clean by then.